an update on the biosimilar drug development? You've tied up, as you said, with Dr. Reddy's, and that was your entry into biosimilars. What's been the progress in that so far?
Yeah, we are. So Dr. Reddy's is a leading company in the generics field, and they have invested early in biologics and have attracted some top-level people in that respect. We are a company that is also leading in biologics from the innovative side. We have a name that stands for innovation and quality, and we came to the conclusion that the combination of these two companies in a joint effort would hopefully provide us with the right approach to biosimilars. Okay. Biosimilars are drugs that are not identical to other biologics, but are similar, as the name says. Therefore, in the contrast to generics, one has to do a almost fully fledged clinical program to prove that these drugs are as efficacious and as safe as the originator. We have several compounds in development.
But you'll be able to sell these drugs only after the original goes off patent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we respect intellectual property.
Yeah,
this is obvious, yes. Yes.
Okay.
But in the near future, several big compounds will go off patent in the US, in Europe, in other areas, and we think that if serious players enter that field, do good clinical research and make products at a high quality, that we can contribute to better access to such medicines in India too.
Two questions here. One is, what's been your experience so far in this biosimilar joint venture, because this is your first time? And two, has the biosimilar market, or is it growing on the lines that you thought it would grow?
Yes, so the experience was good. We had actually from both sides, I think we have learned a lot. Mm-hmm. The biosimilars market is developing not exactly as people had anticipated. Okay. People find out that
has the variation been positive or negative?
We see that regulators in the US, in Europe, in Brazil, in other key markets have enhanced the requirements for quality, for in vitro biosimilarity, for the clinical data. So it is more complex than some players believed initially to enter that market. Okay. So that is something that we, for instance, had predicted.
Okay. So will it be worth a while to discover a biosimilar? Because the cost of making a biosimilar may, will it at some point come to almost the cost of discovering a biologic?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the cost of discovering a biologic is, let's say the cost of doing a phase 3 program, which is the largest development part, is probably 1/5 or maybe 1/3 of what it costs for an innovative product, but that's still fairly high, and it's much higher compared to regular generics. So it does require people with the technical and financial prowess to enter this market.
Okay, one change that you noticed is regulatory, or one that you hadn't anticipated was regulatory. The regulators upping the.
I think we had anticipated it, but some other players had underestimated this.
Okay, so any other? How about the sheer size of the market?
We think that it's not going to be as it is with generics right now, because if you go into the US market, once the generics enter, the original product is basically gone. We think that it will be very different in biosimilars, but even if biosimilars catch less than 50% of the market share, it will be a highly attractive market.
Okay. Will it open up new markets for you, where perhaps in emerging markets where perhaps the original biologic was too expensive to market?
I think so, yes. This is what we generally believe. So we are a strong proponent of intellectual property protection for a certain period of time, and then things go off patent, and then other products come in. This is a virtuous cycle.
Okay. I know you said you're going a little slow in R&D in India, but what's in the pipeline in India other than the tie-up with Dr. Reddy? What's Merck Serono's R&D pipeline in India?
So we have an integrated discovery, early development and full development operation in 3 major therapeutic areas. Number 1 is oncology, Number two, where we have a specialized approach, is in so-called immuno-oncology. It's a very, very interesting area. And thirdly, in immunology. We have several compounds in phase 3. We have many compounds in phase 2, and we have even more in phase 1. And we are excited about our pipeline. We had, like other companies have faced, we had faced some setbacks in R&D a couple of years ago. We have revitalized our pipeline, and so far we're very happy with the progress.
But your entry into oncology, if I remember right, was with Erbitux?
Yes.
Some people said it's perhaps an entry that you made a little too late. Would you agree with that?
I don't think so, really. Okay. I mean, we entered Erbitux. We entered into the key markets with Erbitux quite some time ago. We were very successful with this. We market and we make and market Erbitux everywhere in the world except in the US, where another company has the rights to the product. You look at the success that we've had in the marketplace, both from a medical as well as from a financial point of view. It's pretty good. We were one of the first companies to use a targeted approach, a biomarker, so that helps physicians to decide where to use the product, where the product works better, and where in other areas less side effects can be expected. We're now working on follow-on products. So I think we're in a good position in the oncology space.
Nutraceuticals, at one point in time you were a leading nutraceutical player in India. You seem to have slipped perhaps because you've got cheaper alternatives, you've got Indian companies coming out with it. How important is the nutraceutical market for you in India?
So we have in India, we have a strong heritage in vitamins, in probiotics. We have prescription products which are in Merck Serono, and we have our consumer health products which are marketed also to physicians, but also directly to consumers. We see some nice growth in this area. We had, when it comes to the 7Cs product line, we had repatriated that into our company, and we're investing in this stronger than before. So we expect a revitalization of that part of our business.
Could you share your investment plan in India, or are you looking at any further investment here, either in research? Have you kept something aside, or is it too early?
So we, as I told you, we have our own manufacturing site here, which is important to note. Secondly, we cooperate with external, with so-called CMOs, contract manufacturing organizations. Currently, we can fulfill the need of the Indian market with that scheme. Once that changes, we'll be looking at this again. But currently, we're fine. When it comes to research, we spoke about the fact that we have several partnerships with Indian players. That the current regulation makes it difficult for us to do clinical research in India. Once that changes, we will increase our level of investment again.
Dr. Pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.